What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Catch You Later. Why is the intro here? Well, you'll hear in the video. This little mic here didn't work. So my apologies up front. The audio is not going to be that great. I almost didn't release this video at all because of that. But I feel like what you're going to see and what I'm going to go through is very relevant for the weather conditions we're about to get into. And those conditions are freezing temperatures in South Louisiana. And those are the conditions for a redfish jubilee. Now, it'll be up to you on whether or not I found a redfish jubilee, but I definitely found the redfish. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Oh yeah, stay tuned for the end because I'm going to show you how to find spots like this on Google Earth. You can find these all over the South Louisiana marsh. Let's do it.
Now, everywhere I've gone so far, it's been about like this. It's only been 2 spots, so I can't really say everywhere. Heavy wind, extreme low tide. So while we haven't really found them stacked up yet, you gotta imagine we will. I mean, when the water's blown out like this, where else are these fish gonna go? So I'm gonna start with what I've already had some hits on. This is the H&H Salty Grub and Smoke color. A couple episodes ago I used it very near here, but those are very different conditions. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. You can hear me. Not that I'm ever extremely eloquent in the first place, but this cold weather, I mean, this is brutal. I've got the face gaiter on. I'm keeping a glove on my left hand. I don't have it on my right because somehow I lost that glove. But I mean, it is just extremely cold. I've got long johns on, wool socks, got my rubber boots, jeans, got 2 jackets on. And it's like anywhere that the wind can just get through to my skin, it's just brutal. Little bitty red. Nice. All right. Well, we were going kind of fast, so we're going to blow over the spot that we caught this one at. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to let the wind go ahead and push me into the bank. In the wintertime, I would say stick to areas that you really know. Now, I have a goal this year of fishing new areas, doing new things and new techniques and whatnot. Conditions like this are not the time for that. When the water's blown out, it's crazy low, you can get stuck real easy, you can put yourself in a bad spot really, really easily. In fact, I was at the marina. Oh, look, there's a little nutria right there. If I had a 22, I would pop that thing. Anyway, there was a guy at the marina that didn't know what he was doing, and luckily Pat, who's a great marina owner, helped this guy out, told him where to go, told him safe ways to get there. But that's a big thing. So anyway, while I'm on that big speech, I'm going to be fishing areas probably for the next few months that you've all seen already. But that's what you have to do in wintertime. But either way, I wanted to get to the back of this pond, or sorry, this bayou, to this pond. This is normally where I find the fish. This is actually the area that inspired my concept of the temperature gradient. This is such a good example of it. This water here on the surface, it is 51 degrees. It is pretty windy, so oh, there's one. Another red. Nice. My jackets are way too easy. This is a bigger red. Not a huge red, a bigger one. Alright. That was not the cleanest, most professional landing of a redfish, but there we go, number 2. We're at spot number 2, redfish number 2. I'm not sure if that other one was a keeper, but this one is an absolute no-doubter. That's it. Wintertime redfish. I don't know if I'd call this a Jubilee or not, but I'm certainly feeling the joy. Alright, so as I was saying, normally I find them back here. And we'll see. You know, this bite's not going to last forever. But we will get closer to that duck pond and maybe get inside of it a little bit just to see if there's any real temperature difference in this water and that wider flat water that has more sun exposure. I wouldn't imagine there is, because right now it's really windy. And this is the first day since that massive Arctic blast came through that it's not cloudy. So all of the water is probably pretty much the same temperature right now. But if any water is going to warm up faster, it's going to be that water over there. There's one. Golly, I'm rough catching redfish. It's a rat, but still. Super fun. Let me show you all this fish's belly. This actually probably isn't a rat, it's probably a keeper. He got caught under his lip. There we go. Alright, redfish number 3. Let's see if this comes out. Yeah, it will. See that? Leeches. That's about as clear a sign as we need that they are really sitting on the bottom right now. So it is cold enough to get them just stuck to the bottom. Oh, that was it. Oh, he's on. That's what on. Look at that. This is a bigger one. I don't know why my drag doesn't want to tighten. This one wore itself out too fast. I'm just surfing again now. Alright, redfish number 4. Also covered in leeches. Also a definite keeper. I think we've already caught our limit. Look at this on its scales. Something attacked it. That looks like probably a bird to me. Anyway, let's get it back. Alright, so 4 redfish in this little spot. Let's see what time it is. 1 o'clock. So we've been fishing for a little bit over an hour. And I would say we got our redfish limit. I may have to go back to that spot where I at least hooked a couple. There's another one. Golly. Look at this. So much fun. Now my drag has decided to tighten up. Number 5. Oh, look at that. So, we went on the hunt for a Jubilee. I don't know, you tell me, did we find it? I'm going to go ahead and say, actually, no. And the reason I say that is I've found fish at this very spot stacked up like this more than once. I actually have this spot marked on my GPS and a little pin says try. Anytime I'm in this area of the marsh, I will stop here and try because it's always like this. Alright, so let's go over the lure. This is the H&H grub, salty grub. You can only buy it at their website. I haven't even seen it in stores. I've talked about it many times. This is probably the first lure I can remember catching a bunch of redfish on ever in my life. It's super simple and it is the absolute best lure, as you can tell right now, for conditions like this. Super muddy, super low. It just makes a big giant silhouette in the water. If we were fishing in crystal clear water, I don't think I would use this lure. I'll have to try that at least. So it's really, really strong in these conditions. It's also really strong in the sense that it holds up. It's been at least 7 fish's mouths today, and it's holding up just fine. And it's the exact same plastic and jig head that I used in the last, I think, 4 episodes that I've released. So just think about, oh, golly, that one hit so hard. Oh no, it's just right at me. Look how fast it hit at me. Golly, this little one hits so freaking hard. Man, this is so much fun, y'all. Alright, so I tried to explain what a Jubilee is. And I went to make a cast and got caught up on these weeds behind me and had to retie. But are we experiencing a Jubilee now or not? I don't know. That's probably an opinion. You can decide for yourself. But let's go over what a Jubilee is. If you try to ask ChatGPT or Google Gemini what a Jubilee is, you're going to get the wrong answer. So in normal, typical conditions, for some reason, I need to research this. The fish like the shallower water because it has more oxygen. I don't know. I really don't know about that. But in this sort of weather pattern where the air temperatures are freezing, it's probably only in the mid 40s now, even at mid-noon. The fish don't want to be in that shallow water for obvious reasons, right? It's just too cold for them. You combine that with, normally when we get weather like that, it's preceded and followed by strong winds out of the north, which makes what we see here, these crazy low tides. So those two combine and make what we call a Jubilee. And all that really means is the fish pretty much don't have anywhere else to go. They have to get in the deeper water. It's too cold in the shallows. And there's really just not a lot of water anyway. There's nowhere else for them to go. So those are the two ingredients for a Jubilee. If we're inside of a Jubilee right now or not, I don't know. I've caught fish stacked up here like this before many times. I think I said it already, but I actually have this spot marked on my GPS labeled try, capital letters, so that anytime I'm in this region and I'm just cruising through the marsh, the pin will show up and it will say try here. But I don't come to this region a ton. We are on the south side of the Mr. Go, in between Hopedale and Delacroix. Normally, I'm in the Biloxi Marsh. I'm not really sure what this marsh is called. I don't know if it even has a name, but this is where I come in the winter. Summer, I spend it in the Biloxi Marsh. But this year, I'm going to be changing some things. And this is the fourth time in a row I've pulled up this grass coming in. I don't know if something chewed it up or what. If we don't catch anything on this one, I'm going to move us and get closer to that water because I want to see if that water is warmer than the water we're in right now. 50.6 in the shallow water. It was 51.5 in this deeper water. So there you go. I guess this does satisfy the definition of a Jubilee. So I'll fish to the bend in this bayou, going the opposite way. If there were any reds stacked in here, maybe definitely spooked them. There's a, this is a big one. Almost pulled me off the boat. Oh, there's more. Well, it's not that big. Maybe, maybe I just need to get stronger, huh? All right, normally I wouldn't go for one of those. But we are playing with house money right now. All right. That was really hard to get the hook out of that one's mouth. He was never getting off. Is that 7 or 8? No, I lost track. Man, this is fun. So this little piece of plastic, it's probably caught 30 or 40 fish now, and it's still holding up. Just crazy.
All right, guys, as promised, I'm going to show you how to find spots like I found. Now, I'm not going to show you the actual location. You might have noticed even in the video, I blurred out my GPS. The reason for that is I don't want these spots getting overrun. My channel is not like crazy popular, but it is popular enough that if 2,000 people try to go to this spot, it's going to be ruined. So don't worry too much about individual spots when you're looking for redfish jubilees or just redfish in the winter in general. Instead, what you want to do is find patterns of spots. And the basic pattern of spot that I'm looking for in the wintertime and what you should look for in a redfish jubilee is deep water, meaning 4 feet or deeper. Really at that depth, the temperature is not going to change that much, even if it gets freezing outside. But the conditions for a redfish jubilee are that the shallow water gets too cold for the fish to actually be able to handle, and they have to move to deeper water. You pair that with northern winds, which always blow out the water, and you get this situation where they basically have to go into these deep pockets. So what I have here is a map. You can see at the top Hopedale, and throughout Hopedale, let's look at Hopedale Lagoon. You see these large bayous, and it's just kind of pockmarked with little duck ponds, you might say. That's what I call duck ponds. Now, let's just take over here. This is not where I went fishing, but if we zoom in, every one of these spots, you can even see if we zoom in here, it has these draining bayous. And where the draining bayous are is the deeper water. And so if I wanted to, let's say, go fishing when it's 30 something degrees outside, let's say 34 degrees, I don't want to go on a long run. But if we look at where Hopedale Lagoon is, and also Pips Lagoon, sorry, this is Pips Lagoon here, Hopedale Lagoon is over here. Let's just take Pips. If we launched at Pips, we could get here in less than 30 minutes. And what we have are deep pockets in every single bend. And every one of those bends could hold fish. What if they don't? That's fine. Let's zoom out. Here's one right here. Let's go over here. Look at all of this. Every one of these little duck ponds, let's say, we know they're going to get blown out in the winter, but we also know all that water has to travel through these bends. And that's it. That's the whole secret here. So you can do this. This is in between Delacroix and Hopedale, which is about the area that I was fishing, but you can do it all throughout the Biloxi Marsh. I mean, just look at this area here. The key for all of this, though, is going to be to go where you know. Don't try to push it into areas that you're unfamiliar with. It is extremely, extremely easy to find yourself with your push pole trying to push out of something, even when you know the area. And that's because the water is always changing. So that's it. I'll end it right there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, like and subscribe. And hey, if you like what I did here, this is a very quick run through of this pattern. Let me know. I'm happy to do a more in-depth video on this stuff. So yeah, like and subscribe, family and friends first. And until next time, I'll catch you later.